Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And this is number 3 in our survey of Rimsky-Korsakov stuff, which has overflowed. And we've got a whole pile here. Let me see. We've got a fairly decent pile of things to look at. And now that we've done a bunch of operas in the last one, and the correct ending of the Russian Easter Overture with Tam Tam, I hope you look at the second video to hear how that Russian Easter goes. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, let's see what we have here. There's a really nice selection of Rimsky things. First, Ormandy, Scheherazade. That was like a classic thing. We all learned Scheherazade, at least in the US, from like the Ormandy recording. And it's a very, very good one, except it needs more Tam Tam at the very end. Damn it. But the Russian Easter Overture has one, and it's terrific. And the Capriccio Espagnol is delicious, and the playing is marvelous, and it's just one of those classic Philadelphia recordings. And here it was on Essential Classics, cheap. It'll all show up again in the big Ormandy box. Then we've got a couple discs here. Wait a minute. Let's put these down together because they deserve to be. On Naxos. Naxos did a whole series of interesting Rimsky-Korsakov stuff with the Moscow Symphony and Igor Golovshin. These were not the most glamorously recorded things or the most stunningly virtuosic, but a lot of stuff you couldn't find easily elsewhere, and they got the job done. So on this one, you have the Pan Voyevoda suite, which has like a Krakowiak. It's got national dances, a mazurka, a polonaise. Takes place in Poland, in case you haven't figured out. Sadko, Opus 5, the tone poem. The Overture on Russian Themes, the May Night Overture, which I never really thought much of, to be honest. And Boyarinya Vera Shaloga, where you have the Overture and the lullaby, Bayu Bayushki Bayu, which means go to sleep, you little bastard. Well, something like that. Anyway, Elena Akolisheva is the mezzo-soprano. So that's fun. And then this one, we have the Christmas Eve. Oh, I love the Christmas Eve suite. I played the Christmas Eve suite in my little community orchestra. We had such a good time with it. It's got a polonaise and this crazy procession of comets and the ride, the devil's thingy. And then, it's just delicious. Absolutely delicious. Of course, it, like most Rimsky-Korsakov pieces, it has timing problems. I mean, it just sort of goes on and repeats itself. But it's so pretty, it's hard to care. Then we have Mlada Act 3, which is the Night on Mount Triglav, all 34 minutes, the whole act without the voices. You can play it without them. And what you get is a sort of précis of Stravinsky's The Firebird, because he stole some tunes from this, pretty obviously, especially the Infernal Dance. That's in here. And then we've got the Tsar's Bride Overture and Intermezzo, and then 2 short pieces, On the Tomb, Prelude, Opus 61, and Greetings, 1 minute and 10 seconds of fun and frolic. These were useful discs back in the day because it was hard to find some of this stuff otherwise, and now it's not so hard. So they've sort of outlived their usefulness maybe, but they're still decent performances. And, if the price is right, you can enjoy them. Then we've got, let's see, Scheherazade with Zubin Mehta and the Los Angeles Phil. This was sort of their meat and potatoes stuff, virtuosic and fun and very well recorded. And the Capriccio Espagnol with the Israel Phil. So that was exciting. And then we've got more Scheherazades. This is the Cleveland Orchestra with Lauren Mazel, and another Russian Easter Overture. I think this one has a tam-tam that you can actually hear as well. This is a very, very good Scheherazade. It's brilliantly played. Of course, it's Cleveland, and it has a few moments that are Mazel-like, but we can ignore those. Then we've got, let's see, Scheherazade with Beecham and the Bard and Polovtsian dances. I find the Beecham Scheherazade to be terribly overrated. I mean, it's elegantly played and beautifully shaped, but it's not the most dazzling in terms of virtuosity, and the sonics are not good. It has no bass at all, for example, this recording. It's just, the English critics ooze all over it, but they need to clean up the ooze. But the Polovtsian dances are fun, so that's nice. And then we've got, another Scheherazade, Leonard Bernstein in the New York Phil. Very good. It's a very good Scheherazade. It's got a lot of character in it, as you might expect, with the Capriccio Espagnol, which is thrilling. You may recall that Bernstein did a Capriccio Espagnol on one of his his young person's concerts called The Sound of the Orchestra, the one where he talks about vibrato and classical repertoire. Very interesting. But he reorchestrates it, like to make it sound lousy. It's really fun. It's a wonderful thing. What's this? The Complete Symphonies, Russian Easter Overture, the Capriccio Espagnole, with the Gothenburg Symphony and Yarvi. The symphonies are fast and furious, as Yarvi usually is. The Russian Easter Overture needs a tam-tam at the end. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, another Stokowski Scheherazade. Good old Stokey. When is this one from? Is this the Phase 4 one? Yeah, this is the 1964 Phase 4 stereo. Oh, this is insane. This is one of the great Scheherazades, even though he rewrites half of it and reorchestrates it. And the Tchaikovsky March Slav. And it comes with Stokowski's spoken introduction at his 90th birthday concert in 1972. Isn't that juicy? And we've got rehearsal. We have him rehearsing Scheherazade. He says music is heart, is feeling, is passion, is impulse, all kinds of things. Splendid, wonderful, but a few things we can make better, like adding a xylophone. Yeah, that'll do it. Permit yourselves to be excited. Is any place in the first movement anybody would like me to try again? Yes, it's great. This is fun. This is on Kala, if you can still find it. You know, I mean, otherwise you just get the Phase 4 recording, and it's in the Stokowski box. It's still around. Then we've got, oh, wow. Okay, Tsar Sultan. Who's doing this thing? The Tsar Sultan Suite with Paul Kletsky. I think 1, 2, and 4. The Flight of the Bumblebee with André Cluitins and the Capriccio Espagnole with Cluitins. And Lovro von Madicic does the Russian Easter Overture. Oh, this is nuts. He adds like tubular bells and things at the end. It's a little bit dated sonically, but the performance is just out there. It really is. It was back in the days when it was okay to tinker with Rimsky's orchestration, which is a little dangerous because he was such a great orchestrator. And then Ephraim Kurtz doing the Golden Cockerel, Le Coq d'Or. It's quite a nice disc on Seraphim Classics. Yeah, remember that? No. Does anybody? No. All right. And then we have more Scheherazade. This is the classic Reiner Scheherazade, which is a stunner. One of the great ones. Everybody agrees. Let's see, this is light reflects on here. And Stravinsky's Song of the Nightingale, a stunning, stunning performance of that. And the two works go rather well together. Antar! I love Antar, Rimsky's Second Symphony or Suite or whatever he called it. He never could make up his mind. It exists in like 4 different versions, so you're never quite sure what you're going to get, especially as regards the percussion parts. And then we've got the Caucasian Sketches and Glier's Russian Sailor's Dance with Abravanel in Utah. It's a very, very good disc. It really is. It's one of those Abravanel things. You know, we need an Abravanel box, of course. Never going to happen. Scheherazade with Kempe. Kempe is great. Kempe was a chord guy. He was into sound and texture and brilliance and sonority. And this is with the Royal Phil, and it's wonderful. You also have the Schwanda the Bagpiper, Polka and Fugue, which I played in its band arrangement and symphonic arrangements about 1 million times. And the Dvorak Scherzo Capriccioso, with the Berlin Phil. It could be a little livelier, but it's very good. It's really very good. Then we have this sucker on Canyon Classics with Svetlanov, Russian orchestral works. We have the Capriccio Espagnole, and then Glinka, Ruslan and Ludmila, Borodin, Polovtsian dances in the steppes of Central Asia, Khachaturian's sword dance from the saber dance. That's what that is. Japanese translation. Mussorgsky, Dawn on the Moskva River and A Night on the Bear Mountain, arranged by Rimsky-Korsakov. These are very noisy, but excitingly so. And that's this clump of Rimsky-Korsakov. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.